Ooh. Ooh. Welcome to Meaningful Morning. Whatever hardships you're going through right now, financially, physically, your relationships you're seeking, breathe those hardships out. Did you do it? Do you feel lighter? Narayana. Sri Ramakrishna's wife is Sharada Devi. She was the eldest child in her family. Now, back in the day in the 1800s, if you were the eldest child, you were like a co-parent. This is partly why we've named our older child Vyasa and our younger child Shuka, because Vyasa is the father of Shuka. We pray that he will treat Shuka in a more kind way. And so, from the time she was a child until she joined Sri Ramakrishna, she joined him around the age of 18. She worked, cooking, cleaning, bathing, walking. And she was great at this, but when she joined Sri Ramakrishna, he infused bhakti or dedication into her work. And so it transformed into service. And she went from being not even a biological mother. I'll share more insights about that in the future. She was known as the Divine Mother. I've never met her, you've never met her, but we still do feel her care for us, her love. With bhakti, the ordinary becomes extraordinary. I've been sharing great details about this in our Tuesday class. You don't have to change your context. If you change your content, that's the most efficient way to live. Certainly, some contexts are easier to be dedicated in. Yesterday, when I was teaching, Shuka and Vyasa were in the Mahabharata. Now that I'm teaching, Shuka is still sleeping because he woke up a few times at night. This context is easier. But when we change our content, all of the context starts to normalize into oneness. That is the truth. I hope you're personalizing this. There cannot be a more empowering message. You are the right person in the right place. And in our community, we have the right power. We're on morning 1074. Chapter 16 is coming to a completion. There are 24 verses. Today we will cover verse 19. This chapter is entitled Devasura Sampat Vibhaga Yoga. The perpetual betterment that is shared in this chapter is about the division of the prince, personality prince, relating to Asura, that is darkness, and Sura, that is lightness. Verses 1 through 3 focus on sura, being lightheaded, lighthearted, light-handed. But so far, from verses 4 to 18, that's 15 verses. That's 5 times as much as what has been shared on Daivi Sambati has been focused on Asuri Sambati. How can this chapter even be called or have this first word of Daiva in it? Shri Krishna is a master teacher, and the methodology that he's using right now is to show us what not to be like, what not to do. Like in a multiple choice test, I feel our strategy first is it's not this answer or this answer, then the chances of it being this answer or this answer is higher. Yesterday, I shared with the seeker to not seek attention as much. It belittles our relationship. It belittles our teaching. So the implication is don't do this, which will help one to do this, which also comes in this chapter. In verse 18, Shri Krishna has shared, the one who feels I am the doer. What comes from that is thoughts of I am powerful. I am prideful. Someone who has such thoughts, they tend to be overthinkers. They keep having to think, look at how powerful I am. Look at how prideful I am. Puja Swami Chinmayananda has written, one who has got these qualities and who does not have these qualities. We all do. But unlike an evolver, the Asuric man comes to pin his faith on these qualities, and he struggles to discover his fulfillment only in the expression of these tendencies. I pointed out that the Asuras are like the Kauravas, people like Duryodhana. They had weaknesses, but they normalized these weaknesses. They succumbed to them, which means they accepted them, but also felt they can't change them. This is just who they are. That is what not to be, not to do. Comparatively, when one lives a life of purification, it doesn't matter if you're in a profession or a relation, those are auxiliary. Lives a life of purification, then they are being that which is right. They are doing that which is right, so they don't think so much about being liked. Right is more powerful than like. They don't overthink. They're quieter. They don't seek attention. Reading again from Puja Swami Chinmayananda. Ethical values, earlier described in the chapter, are all disciplines of the thought life whereby a mind so tuned up becomes the right instrument to faithfully serve the seeker of the self. When we do that which is right, all around us starts to be more right. Have you found this? When you implement your willpower, the world starts working with you. I have found that in a most transparent way. In the last verse, Shri Krishna has shared, he is your center and others' center, which means all centers. Now feel this logically. Who do you love the most? Yourself. Shri Krishna is yourself, the self, only with qualities and a form and a name, because we're not pure enough to feel him as awareness. So he's helping us by taking awareness and bringing qualities in a form and a name like Shri Krishna. So I would say you do love Shri Krishna. You just don't know it enough. And that's what we're trying to do, is to know this more. Those who don't try to know this more, they hate themselves. And whatever's inside is going to come outside. So they hate others. If this applies to you, and I don't think it does, what if you were to change it to, you hate Shri Krishna? Maybe that will stop you from hating yourself. Verse 19. Tanaham dvishata kruran samsareshu naradhaman shipam yajasram ashubhan asurishveva yonishu. Joy. Tan, he's referring to the people in the previous verse who hate themselves and others. Dvishata kruran, they are dvishataha, which means they're haters. And what comes from haters? Kruran, which means viciousness. Those who hate Shri Krishna or themselves, they're synonymous. They hate their own nature. They hate that our nature is of the form of virtues. And so naturally, if one hates virtues, they're going to be vicious. Now, that's not a word we use often for humans. We say that dog is vicious. Really, that's it. I never grew up with pets, so maybe I just think like that. Trying to make this more personal. Such a personality in a light way is mean. You may not identify yourself as being vicious, but what if I shared it is meanness? In a heavier way, it is cruelty. Being cruel, maybe not to humans, but back to animals, plants, stones. The one who hates aham, aham meaning Shri Krishna. That means they hate awareness. That means they hate the path to awareness, which is virtues. Hence, they're vicious. Samsareshu, in society, nara adhama, they're the worst. Amongst all beings, they're the worst. Again, trying to personalize this, because these extremes of being the worst being, we don't relate to that. The worst are those who are not accepting. Their agenda is to be converting. The worst are those who don't accept that Sri Krishna is in the center of all. So what do they try to do? Try to convert those people. They should be like me. I also don't have Sri Krishna in my heart. So whenever we practice non-acceptance, the worst in us is coming out, and we are bringing the worst out in someone else. Shipami ajasram ashubhan, I throw. Shri Krishna throws ajasram, perpetually, ashubhan, to that which is impure. I'll read an insight from Pujaswami Chinmayananda, so this is clear. Therefore, the law of action and reaction orders that such cruel humans again and again reach similar wombs until the sheer horror of their experiences brings home to them a sudden realization of the follies and futilities in following such a low tempo of life. Shri Krishna is the creator. The creator has proliferated the law of action and reaction. If I am vicious, viciousness is going to come back to me. That is what is meant by I throw. Shri Krishna shares this, but here he's not making it personal. He's sharing this objectively. The more mean I am, are people kinder to me or more mean to me? Obviously, eventually they're going to be more mean to me. Specifically, asurishu eva yonishu, one who lives like this today, this lifetime, will only be born as an asura tomorrow in the next lifetime. An auxiliary thought to this is Shri Krishna, our creator, is most compassionate in the sense that stones, plants, and animals can only evolve. They are not in yoga yonis, but bhoga yonis. That means they manifest only to evolve. What a trajectory to be in, that you can only evolve. Now, I had shared many times in this chapter, one of the qualities of dharma is daya, which means to be compassionate. Be compassionate to yourself. Now we think about self-care. I'm going to go buy chocolate now. Self-care is where you live in such a way where you only evolve. That is a very relieving place and space to be in. From inspiration to application. Your application yesterday was to feel Mam Aham Para. That Shri Krishna is the center of you, is the center of all. How many of you made this your mantra? Good. I had shared in our Vedanta and Bhagavata course recently to feel that Rishi Shuka is speaking to you directly in your mind. And the debrief on this was, then you take your thoughts more carefully. They are more impactful. If you make this your mantra, you will feel more of a reality that Shri Krishna is the center of all. Your application for this morning is for you to reflect on what is the most mean or cruel action or thing you have ever done. Most mean and or cruel. Shanti, shanti, shanti. Be joy.